Good morning, boys and girls. This is Clever Coding here with the 17th video, or is it the 17th? Well, I lost count. I don't know how many that I made. But welcome back to Clever Coding. I hope you are enjoying this series, and today we're going to be introducing some important concept which is called structures in C++. So structures are also some kind of data structure that we introduce shortly after all of those basic necessities in procedural programming. So what a structure is basically a data type available in C programming languages such as C, C++, C#, and is user-defined data type that can store multiple related items. Now it stores a multiple related item means it's like a container that you could stuff so many data types which are predefined. You could stuff so many predefined data types, and basically a struct is like a user defined. So you basically define it yourself. A struct is it's like it has so many randomability. A struct variable is similar to a database record since it may contain multiple data types related to a single entity. So you have so much flexibility over this, and you could create like almost anything with a struct. So to get things started, we open up our IDE and start typing our necessary header file, our handy IO stream, and then using namespace standard. Okay, so after that, our main function and also the return 0. Okay, so after this we define our structure. So we define it after this using namespace standard. We use the keyword struct for data structures, and after that we could name it any kind of name we want. So basically you could make any kind of struct you want for like real world objects. You could create a person struct, you could create a pet struct, meaning your pet has how many physical attributes it has, like it has a name, it has an age, it has a color, it could have I don't know, it can have so many stuff. And so you could have like a Pokemon where you have HP, the level it is, and whatever it is. So just imaginary creative stuff, you could put them all in structures. So basically in this example I'm going to use a person, and I'm going to use this open up these curly braces, and you can see that there's a semicolon at the end of the curly braces, which that tells us that you could define your struct right here. Okay, now after this we for a person basically has a name, so make it like an extraordinary from someone else, right? So the thing that makes a person unique is the name. So basically this is the name, and then basically a person has an age, so we have an age. And then a person obviously has some kind of gender, so we could say bool is male. So there's a boolean type, is he male? If it's male, it's true. If it's not, it's false. Okay, so it's false. So now what we do is that we call our struct what we made, so person, and then we basically make an identifier. So I could make p1. Now over here, if you guys are not catching this, remember that before we've been doing like this integer num. So basically we've been using a data type integer, and then we're using an identifier to it, the name of any kind of value, and that we used to place it as num. So over here we're basically using a data type, but this time it's not self-defined, it's user-defined. This is like built in, but we're using a user-defined data type what we've created already in the beginning, which is called person. And then after that, the identifier p1, we could name it anything we want, like we did over here for num. So basically that's it. And then what happens after this? So basically when you make p1, already so much memory is restored. So basically p1 meaning the name, the string reserved for it, the age integer 4 bytes reserved for that, the bool which is 1 byte is also reserved for that. So now what we do is make our class. So basically we call the structure with the name, so p1, and then we use a dot operator and introduce the name, and we type and then start typing. So we'll call this guy let's see, Billy. Okay, so Billy, and Billy has p1 name, so Billy has an age too. So basically we write p1.age, and we could say something like 20, and then p1 dot is male boolean, and then we could say it is true. So now how do I call this out? So basically I say p1 dot name, and then I could say, and then after that I could say p1 dot age, and then after that I could say p1 dot is male, and then yeah, there you go. So you're gonna see this saved, and if I execute, compile, and run, you're gonna see Billy's name, Billy's age, and Billy's gender, which is true, meaning he's male. So there you go. We got one structure, and with this structure, now you could define as many people you want. And not only people, you could, that the sky's the limit, man. You could do whatever you want, man. Now you have a structure, you could create a Pokemon, whatever you want. So you're a programmer, you're like the inventor, the creator, you're basically, you could create anything now. So basically, if I say person, so second one we'll say as person, we'll say p2, and then after that we say p2 dot name, and then I'll say as I don't know, Jesse's coming in my mind, so I'll say Jesse p2 dot age, and we'll say, well, oh, there you go, you see I have a comma over here, it had to be a dot. Okay, so age is, let's say Jesse's, oh, she's not that big, 18, and then p2 dot is male, and we'll say she is not male. We could say false, or we could also say 0. So basically both mean the same thing. And then the same thing over here, but I'm just going to copy this. So basically I paste this right here, and then you could say p1 dot name. So basically I'm changing this p1 to p2 and p2, and then after that save this, Control S, execute, compile, and run, and after this, voila, Jessie, 18 years old. She is not male, so she's female. So there you had it with structures. I hope you like this video series and I hope you understood what structures are in C++. Please subscribe to my video series. It will mean a lot to me, and I'm gonna be continuously making more videos for you guys. And I hope you see, like, we could have this kind of support, and we'll try to make a community, guys, where we could help each other out. So see you in the next one. Peace out.